The way most of you are studying is probably wrong. The result? It causes a lot of us to put countless hours for exams to only find out that we barely got a passing grade. Combine this with the emotions of feeling like you aren't living up to your parents' expectations, and the confirmation to ourselves that we are a failure causes us to have a negative outlook on our college careers. Luckily, there are scientifically proven methods out there today that more and more students are using every year to have a dramatic impact on their grades. These methods help students who diligently study weeks in advance before their exam, and it also helps the people kind of like myself who procrastinate, only have a couple of nights before the exam to study. This video will help us too. Essentially, there are two ways you can learn something: passively or actively, but most people do the former. Passive learning can include reading through your textbook and taking notes, highlighting important information, or even going on YouTube and watching an educational video on something that you're learning. The problem with this type of studying is that your brain, it's not actively engaging with the material you're trying to learn. The solution is to take an active approach to absolutely everything you're learning in your university or college career, or even just life in general. The easiest way I'm able to summarize it for you is this: as long as your study methods require you to forget information to then recall it at a later time, it is an effective way to study. People often miss this most important aspect of learning. Forgetting is how we learn things. We need to recall what has been forgotten to strengthen our memory for anything we try to learn in our lives. My personal favorites for achieving this goal is flashcards, practice tests, and teaching the material to others. Flashcards are the most literal example of this. You create a giant deck of question and answers, and you have to pretty much force yourself to remember what the material is for that concept card by card. I personally like using flashcards for any definitions or concepts that don't require me to write anything down. If whatever you're learning requires you to draw graphs or write out concepts, or they're just generally word problems you need to practice through, practice tests can achieve the same goal as well. Probably the most effective one, once you get to a certain point of understanding, is to explain the material to other people. There's kind of like a selfish benefit to studying with people who don't grasp the material as good as you, because you're going to be forced to explain in your own words to your friends exactly how to understand the tasks at hand. The icing on the cake on everything that I just explained is taking all these methods, and maybe some other ones out there, and implementing something called spaced repetition. It's pretty much this idea that each time I decide to review my flashcards or go through practice tests, I keep increasing the interval of time that I take to go back and do it all over again. The easiest way to think about this is I'll review my flashcards tonight, and then in 2 days I'll review it again, and then in 5 days from that day I'll review it again. You get the point. It's pretty much a constant theme of forcing yourself to forget to then recall it at a later date. The more you do this, you really are strengthening the memories for things you're trying to understand. I do want to make mention though that the active learning strategies that I've said in this video are not the only things you can do. There are so many great strategies out there. Just type in active learning strategies and you'll find a slew of different methods that might work better for you than the ones brought up in this video. There's one last thing I want you all to consider before implementing this method. We all get into these phases where all that matters in our life is school.
Do you want to go to the gym at 5 p.m. tonight?
No, I have to study.
Do you want to come to a party tonight?
No, I need to study, man.
Taryn?
No, I need to study, man. I need to study. Balance is key, and maintaining a healthy lifestyle through this whole process will make this whole thing easier. So go see that movie with your friends, or go to that party that you were invited to on the weekend, because it's just gonna make you happier. And I don't even think I can recall a time where I've effectively studied angry. I No one has ever accomplished it that way. Anyway, I hope you guys did enjoy this video. Make sure to drop a like if you found it valuable and subscribe to the channel if you want to have more stuff from me. I upload every Monday and Friday at 8 p.m. Eastern time. But anyways, I'll catch you guys all in the next video. Peace.